Section 2.6, Problem Solving in Geometry. The first objective is going to deal with formulas for perimeter and area. And on this first shape, a rectangle, we're going to start by labeling the length and the width. We're going to talk about perimeter. And perimeter is the distance around the figure. So the formula for perimeter would be adding up the length plus the width plus the length plus the width, or two lengths added up plus two widths. Alright, in the next rectangle, we're going to talk about the area. So again, the dimensions are length and width. And the area is filling the thing up. So the formula for area is we're going to multiply length by width, length by width. So just area equals length times width. Multiplication is going to fill that shape up. Okay, so these are rectangular formulas. If I need a different shape, I'm going to have a different formula. So in example 1, a rectangular floor has an area of 192 square feet and a length of 16 feet. Find the width of the room. So I know since it's a rectangular floor, area is equal to length times width. The area is 192, and the length is 16. So I need to solve for W. Since it's 16 times W, we're going to divide both sides by 16 to solve for W. Grab my calculator. 192 divided by 16 is 12. So 12 is my width. So 12, what's my measurement? Feet is the width. Okay, let's look at the next one. A photographer plans to use 76 inches of wood to make a rectangular frame for a photo. If the width of the frame is to be 14 inches, what's the length? Okay, as a frame, this is going to be going around the outside edges, so we're going to use perimeter. You wouldn't want your frame to fill the entire thing up and cover up the picture, so we don't want area, we need perimeter. 76 is going to be the total perimeter. I don't know length, so I have 2 length, plus 2 width is going to be 14. So let's simplify and solve this. Oops. 76 equals 2 length plus 2 times 14 is 28. We'll need to subtract that 28 from both sides to solve for L. (76 minus 28 is 48. Equals 2L, and then divide both sides by 2 to solve for L. So L is 24. So the length is 24 inches. Alright, for triangles, I would label this triangle with base and height. The base is the measurement at the bottom right here, so I'll call that B. And the height is a measurement that goes, oops, I should have drawn it a little bit straighter, but it's a measurement that goes from the top of a triangle down to the base. So this is the height right here. So dash it in, it's not part of the actual triangle's length. So the formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. If you wanted the perimeter of the triangle, perimeter is just around the edges, you would add up all of the edges. So this edge plus this edge plus this edge. Or for any shape, add up all the edges to get the perimeter. So we don't normally write the perimeter as a formula for any other shape. It's just known that you would add up all the outside edges. The area, though, requires a different formula for each shape. Alright, in the trapezoid, the formula, we're going to need to label the bases and the height again. So in this one right here, I've got 2 different bases, these flat edges. A small base, little b, and a big base, capital B. And then the height is the distance from the top to the bottom. Call that h again. Now, Unlike a rectangle, this could be a rectangle if these two bases are the same length. One is shorter and one is longer. So to find the formula for the area, I'm going to average the two bases. Big base plus little base divided by 2 is going to average them, and multiply that by height. Alright, sometimes this formula is written as 1/2 times big base plus little base times height. Same thing, it's just this 2 in the denominator right here was pulled out front as a 1/2. So whatever helps you to remember it, I like to remember it as averaging the bases, then multiplying by height. Or if you want to remember it the way the formula will be written in the back of the book, 1/2 base times height. Okay, a triangle has a base of 5 feet and an area of 20 square feet. Find the triangle's height. Okay, so for a triangle, area is equal to 1/2 base times height. The area was 20, so that equals 1/2 times 5 times height. I don't know height. Let's simplify. 20 equals 1/2 times 5. 5 is 5 over 1, so 1/2 times 5 is 5 over 2 times height. I'm going to copy that over here. 20 equals 5/2 times height. Then to solve that, I need to divide by 5/2, which is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal, 2/5. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2/5. That will allow both parts of the 5/2 to cancel. So I'm going to get h equals, and on the other side, 5 goes into 5 once and into 24 times. So I have 4 times 2, or 8. So the height is 8 feet. Alright, and the next one, I want to find the area of this trapezoid. Okay, so let's label these. Big base, little base, and height. This is a straight line, not a diagonal line, so it's actually the height. So the area is big base plus little base, so 28 plus 18 over 2. Average the two bases times the height of 24. 28 plus 18 is 46 over 2 times 24. 46 divided by 2 is 23 times 24. And 23 times 24 is 100. I might better check this. I can't quite think of it in my head. So let's try 23 times 24. Oops, I hit divide. 23 times 24. Oh, 500. I was way off. 552. Alright, so restate that at the bottom. The area is 552, and the units on area are always square units. This one is in millimeters, so it's going to be millimeters squared. As you'll notice in all the problems we've done before, the measurements for area are always in square feet or square meters, or in this case square millimeters. Let's go to the next page. Alright, for a circle, we can talk about the circumference and the area. We're going to label each piece of this circle. So the circle has radius from the center to an edge. It has diameter, which would be across from one edge to the other. And its circumference is going to be similar to perimeter, the distance around the edge of this circle. So the formula for circumference, okay, the circumference can be written as 2 pi r, or it can be written as pi d. Okay, so pi again is it's a constant. It's approximately 3.14 and so on. it was discovered by the ancient Greeks to be the circumference of a circle with diameter 1. Okay. And these two formulas are the same because we know that the diameter is equal to twice the radius. The radius goes halfway across, the diameter goes all the way across. So in the first formula, 2 radius is the same thing as diameter. So depending on which you're given, the radius or the diameter, you can use either one to get the circumference. Alright, now in the formula for area, I know my radius and my diameter, and area is about filling the circle in, and the formula for area is pi times radius squared. So if I were given diameter instead, it would be pi times half of the diameter squared. Okay. We usually see pi r squared and know that if I have the diameter instead of the radius, well, I'll just take half of it so I can get the radius, and then I'll square that and multiply by pi. Okay. Let's find the circumference and area of this circle. The 4 centimeters right here that they have given us is the diameter. So I know the radius would be half of that, would be 2. So the circumference first. The circumference is pi times the diameter. So pi times 4. Okay, so I can say that the circumference is 4 pi centimeters, or approximately, let's go back to the calculator, 4 times pi, that's a longer version of pi, which is 12.56637. centimeters. It's important here to note the exact value is 4 pi and the approximate value is 12.566. Sometimes you'll be asked to enter in MyMathLab the exact value, and then once you've done so, it'll ask you to approximate it. So make a note of whether or not you're looking for an approximation or the exact value. The exact value will still have the symbol for pi. You will not have used the approximation or 3.14 or your pi key in your calculator. Okay, and let's look at the next one. Doing the area. Area is equal to pi r squared. So this is pi times 2 squared. 2 squared is 4. So again, this is 4 pi. However, it's centimeters squared because it's area. And it's approximately equal to that same 12.56637 centimeters squared. They will not usually be the same. They just happen to be the same because 2 times 2 and 2 squared are the same number. Let's go to the next page. Example 6, which is a better buy, a large 14-inch pizza for $12 or a medium pizza 7-inch for $5. Okay, so if I think about pizza, pizza's full all the way through. I'm getting the whole thing, so I need area. So let's think about that large pizza. How much area does it have? Alright, in the large pizza, this 14-inch diameter means a radius of half that, of 7. So the area is pi times radius squared, pi times 7 squared. 7 times 7 is 49. So this is 49 pi. And let's find out the decimal approximation for that. 49 times pi is 153.94. We'll go to the next video. I'm out of time here.